Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we got yet another, which is like the 15th shard pull video I've done in the past 2 weeks or whatever, but we got another shard pull video. But today we're gonna be picking up 2 legendary champions from one ancient. Well, eventually, if I hit the legendary early, I'm gonna stop my pulls because we have a summon rush coming up this weekend with some different boosted rates, I'm sure. I don't know what the news is yet. I think we're probably gonna get that tomorrow. But the summon rush, I'd rather save some ancients, even though they're pretty terrible for the summon rush. But if I'm going for the archer, then I'm gonna need to have ancients ready for food leveling, essentially, because ancient shards are super valuable when you're going for these champions because you need stuff to level. That's kind of a big reason why I'm doing it today, because I need some food champions. So we're gonna pull these, and then after that, I wanna talk about the archer event in general, because I just got some things I wanna talk about. I wanna go over, discuss, I guess basically spitball, basically just what I'm thinking about the whole archer event right now. It's not a very well put together video necessarily. I don't got notes laid out, so we're just going to talk about really what I feel about it currently, more or less. So we're going to pull through this, hopefully hit the legendary relatively early. It's always better to hit them sooner rather than later. I really hope to not have to go all the way through. I'm very early in Mercy though, so I could very well have to pull all 160 for nothing. Hopefully that's not what happens though. Last single, and then we're going to go over into the... Okay, so now we just back out of that. We're going to go over here. Somebody told me, Aries said, if I tell Plarium, please bless this account with an archer. Boom, boom, boom. Or I quit spending. He said this probably won't work if I say this, but I'm going to throw the threat out there anyway. So there we go. Not Cardiel. So not Cardiel. We're going to come over here. He says, after you do that, come over here and look at the archer. This is who I want. We're gonna manifest her into the shards. Archer, go to the shards. If it works, the conspiracy is true. I mean, that's really all there is to say about that. However, the reviews on her are a lot higher than you would think. Look at the reviews, 757. And how many of you skipped Zenogre? Or do you just not review her? Because 415, and you can't see it. I'm blocking it. Wow, what a good content creator. 415 reviews. I'm telling you to look at something you can't even look at. But either way, let's jump back in here, see what we pull. If we get Archer, then the conspiracy theory is true. There's really no way around it. He said that he looked at it after every 10 pull. I think you guys would probably dislike the entirety of this video if I did that. So I'm not going to do that after every 10 pull, but that may just break the conspiracy theory, honestly. So maybe that's the key. I need to move over because if a legendary pops here, I want to be able to screenshot it. Every epic we pick up is like points for the champion training tournament. Every epic is more points for the champion training tournament. These rares, I don't need them. Let's turn up the volume in this a little bit. All right, so sound effects a little bit higher, music a little bit higher. I like hearing the ancients pop off, right? I really like to hear when I get gold. It feels so good, right? What'd you guys get? Did you get anything good? I've seen a few people picking up the archer, which they're basically like, okay, boom, now we just gonna go for the soul or just sit out. I'm honestly just gonna sit out. I'm not gonna go for the soul, I don't think. Though the soul would be incredible, so maybe I have to debate about that. But I'll talk about that later on. But what did you get? I've seen some very good pulls. And then I've also seen some pulls that were a little more questionable. Not something I would, wake up and hope for. Not quite a Christmas gift. All these, just food champions. Food, 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 food. I got the gems to go for this all the way if I need to. I guess it'd be six or seven things of gems I had to buy. 6,000 gems. I really, really don't want to have to do that. But, oh, there we go. Got gold already. Archer, not archer, but a Necmo Thar. Okay. I think I skipped this fusion. I think I skipped this daggone fusion. Did I skip that fusion? I skipped that fusion. Man, I think I skipped that fusion. Oh, no. Is she a skinwalker? What is she? A banner lord? What is this cow? A skinwalker, Loriaka. She is. Oh, it's not a dupe. I skipped the fusion. Goodness gracious. Why'd I skip the fusion? Guys, don't skip fusions, even if it's a bad champion, because then when you pull them, they can be for your faction guardians. That is something I dislike very much. With that said, I got a Necmo. However, I was going to go for the archer. And actually, Necmo plus archer would be nasty, wouldn't they? Huh. This is actually Does this make me want to go for the Archer? Wait, is this crazy? Is this an increased speed plus turn meter boost? She does Hex plus Provoke. Actually, I don't think I even really need him. Let's see. So he does a decreased attack. The Archer, if I go for her, she's going to bring AoE decreased speed, AoE Hex and Provoke. So I don't need a Provoke set. I don't need a Hex set. So my Necmo would just be placing the leeches, tons of healing. May not even need a support champion. I don't know, like a different support champion. Necmo will be helping me cycle through turns so quick. Would you do those two together? I'm sure they would work out good. I mean, he will definitely be used. This is an S tier Hydra champion without a doubt. Honestly, I'm going to say it here. Necmo greater than Krisk. For most players, I think Necmo greater than Krisk. I say that for a long time. And players, some people don't agree. That's okay. Maybe your Krisk is like carried you in Hydra. But he just brings so much and opens up so much stuff for Hydra. He fills so many roles. This increased turn meter plus increased speed. He has a decreased speed plus the leech. The decreased attack. He has so much good stuff. Man, I can't believe I did not go for the Loriaka. I need to stop skipping fusions. Even if they're useless. Or I think they're useless. Because this could have been a +1 Leoris. It could have made it a +1 Nishak. It would have been the extra thing I needed for Faction Guardians here to go ahead and fill that out. But now all it is food for the upcoming event. Which is okay. I'll take food for that. No problem. But Necmo, I'm excited for the Necmo pool. I will 100% build him. Which, speaking of, let's talk about this Archer event, guys. So, the Archer, and if I go for her, let me know what champions you'd like for me to build. I have a lot of champions who I can take to 60. I'm going to be planning on 60ing a lot of champions, a whole lot of champions. So, or at least taking them to 6-star. So, why did I do that? I gave my blessing to my Alika, who's not even 6-star. That's a little bit silly. But if you have any champion that you know of that you would like to see taking a 6-star, drop them in the comment section below. If I have them, I can take them up because I have plenty of time, energy, and everything to do that. I also want to say that if I go for the Archer, I'm going to stream when it starts. Which, speaking of, I'm going to go upstairs in a little while and hug and kiss my family. I'm going to enjoy dinner with them tonight because this may be the last time I see them for a little while. 17 hours, 51 minutes. It's going to be about 4 a.m. for me. So I'll probably plan on waking up about 3 a.m. and then coming down here close to 4 a.m. and then just grinding, I guess, out some champion training tournaments. See how that goes. But that's going to be the plan. If I go for this, I want to commit everything fully to it. But I want to talk about my considerations for going for it because the community poll I did yesterday, it was honestly a little bit more for yes, they're going for her than I expected based on the response that I was getting in the comments. A lot of people are saying they're just going to quit the game because this is extremely greedy. And I can agree. Like, actually really curious about the 50% are going for, how much they plan on spending. But people, I can understand it being greedy. It is very, I don't like it. However, I'm in a position where I'm considering going for it, and I feel like it's disingenuous to say I don't like the event or I dislike it on one hand, and on the other hand, actually go for the event. I feel like if I'm going to go for it, I can't really talk that negatively about it. I'm not going to talk positively about it either because I don't think it's good for most players. I don't think it's a good event. I don't. It is something, though, that my channel is basically based around. The Cernic event is kind of where, I don't know, I had a lot of success from the Cernic event. Not even from the Jingle Hunter. I got the Jingle Hunter, and it was a fun time. It was a terrible time, but it was a fun time. And the Krisk event was fun. And then my channel's been around like solo champions and duo champions, which is essentially preparing for these events. So my channel's really around this. And to be honest, if I sit out this event and I'm in a bracket where somebody gets relatively low points and I can snipe them, I'm going to want to snipe them. And I feel like it's a bad job as a content creator, or maybe not necessarily as a player, but as a content creator, I feel like it's a bad job for me to sit back and watch the tournaments. And if somebody puts up 50,000 points or even 100,000 points, and I think I can snipe that, then I'm going to go for it. And that person who spent all their time, their money, their resources thinking they're going to win gets sniped versus me just starting it out. Okay, I'm going to commit to it or I'm not going to commit to it. And then I go in, drop my points. And if anybody wants to compete, they don't have to worry about wasting their resources, because that's something that's more annoying than anything else is getting sniped. I could definitely get sniped. I'm very, very well aware that I could get sniped. And I don't want to get sniped, of course, but it's a possibility. But I would rather get sniped than do the sniping, at least at this point, because I do prepare for these, so I do have some resources, and I can snipe to a point, but I just know how bad it feels to get sniped right at the end. I know what I'm walking into. But with that said, I think I'm planning on going for it. I want to hear what you guys think down below, because a lot of people had a lot of very negative feedback on this. But if you were somebody who was in a bracket and the top placed person was at 20,000 points in the last day, would you snipe them? If you would snipe them, I don't know. It feels tricky for me to say on one hand that it's terrible, but the other hand, like, I'm going to go for it if it's low enough. So that's kind of my thoughts about it. Obviously, it's just my thoughts. It could be completely wrong. Just a talking head on the internet, essentially. But I do plan on going for this. As far as Plarium's greed for these events, I mean, it's been greed after it's every single one of these heroes have been greed, right? Latreon's path wasn't super easy. It was what, Soulstones plus champion training. We had the Fatalis guaranteed from Voids, right? Well, from the deck of Fate. I think Fatalis was probably the most achievable because you could pull various different shards and just do a dungeon diver, right? So you could get Fatalis with very low shards. I think his is honestly the most free-to-play friendly. As far as reviews, he has 472 reviews. So he has, somehow, Fatalis has less reviews than the champion. Well, no, sorry. Fatalis has 472 reviews. Zenogre has also a very similar number of reviews. And then somehow the Archer has more reviews, almost double, than both of those champions, which I find very surprising because people already had opportunities to get there. She has 757 for some comparison. And then compare that to Latreon. Let's see what he has. Alatreon, however you say his name. 432. So all these champions have 400 reviews, but the Archer has so much more. So people, I guess, were going hard for her the whole time, but apparently a lot more players have her, even in the Fusion, which I'm surprised about. So players do have her, of course. A lot of players are probably going to be going for the Soul. I'm going to be going for the just champion. Reasons is that content creator, I feel like it's good content. I feel like it's entertaining. I feel like it's fun. Not for me, but to watch. I feel like it's, especially if I have a competitive bracket, I feel like it's worth it for me to go for, especially considering I would want to snipe, and I just don't want to do that and don't want to be in a position where I'm seeing the top person with a low number of points. And I'm like, I can do this, but I feel too bad doing it. I'd rather just drop a bunch of points. If anyone wants to compete, they can go for it. If not, well, they can just sit back and save their resources. They don't have to even worry about the champion. Unfortunately, some players aren't going to be able to win, but fortunately, they won't have to worry about wasting their resources. So I want to take this approach where it's as fair to other players as possible, and they don't have to go into it unknowing. That's why I basically document all this. I'm not going to show all my resources because I don't really want to do that, but I will give you guys a pretty good update about how things are going, where things are at, kind of my plans and all that kind of stuff. So kind of like the Krisk event, I'll show most stuff, but I don't want to go into literally every single thing because there's really no reason for that, because I don't want to get sniped at the end. It's not fun. Not fun for anybody. Well, it's fun for the person who does the sniping. But either way, guys, I'm just rambling now. I picked up my 2 legendaries, S tier HYDRA champion. Very, very good. And then we got Great Hoof. A missed fusion. I should have went for her. She is jacked. I never realized how jacked she is. Wow. All right. Abs, huge shoulders, everything. Pretty big bull. Wait, she's a bull? Why she got horns? I thought only boys had horns. Maybe some bulls, maybe some bovine, female bovine have horns as well. It's new to me, guys. It's new to me. Either way, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I love and appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you in the next one.